point to. I think I figured out how to do it.
Yeah?
Yeah. It is, because what I need to do is hit the button and have the sound continue where it left off from the 1, so I can at any time switch over. And I think I know how to do it. I just have to dedicate time to do that inside OBS.
Fair enough.
Welcome, everybody. We are, let me show you where we left off yesterday. Pretty good, actually. We got some pretty good stuff going on here. Let me show you let me bring in some characters here. Actually,
as I recall, the idea was to put a nice little graphic, nice little material around he, she, or it, whose turn it is within the given round.
Yeah. So let me bring in some players here. We'll bring in those two guys. We'll bring in Mr. Smoofy as well, and Worm. Number 11 is Worm. Here comes. So we've got these characters here, and these are the non-player characters. We've got the regular characters across the bottom.
Yep.
And if we enter combat. We roll dice for all the characters across the top. So there's 4 white and black die for those guys. We figure out initiative. Merkin's first, then Worm.
Hey, Merkin, you're up.
So it's me, then Worm, right, in the battle. On the stream deck, there's a button that says next turn.
Yep.
The DM presses that, it should go to me. There it is.
Yay!
So check it out. What's cool is it's matching the exact size of this name tag.
Indeed.
That changes. And it doesn't look too stretched out because I've got 3 different sizes, and I'm scaling the middle piece, the top piece. That's what we decoded. I don't think you were here when we wrote that. I think we wrote that after you left.
That was indeed, yeah.
Yeah, and so we're scaling the top piece. We're choosing between one of the 3 to use. So for example, if we exit combat, actually, let's not do that. Let me hit next turn instead. I'll hit that next turn button up there. Goes up there. Next one, little cutie.
Benjished
up there.
Mr. Smoopy.
So we've got a consistent style of indicating whose turn it is. And I think you just intuitively get it when you're watching. By hearing the player's name, now normally we don't actually play the audio for these players' names during the Code Red show. I've actually got code in there to check that because some of the names are a little, not quite ready for prime time.
Sure.
And so we don't say those guys' names, but normally you're going to hear these names, and the combination of hearing the names and seeing the change, I think is effective.
So you're saying you've got the effect already playing on the NPCs at the top.
Yeah.
And they will work on the characters as well in the other stream.
Yes.
There we go.
Yeah.
I was going to say, hearing them at the top, Mr. Smoofy and so forth, is, as you say, very effective. You hear it, you're looking for where has things moved to.
Right.
Of course, you've got the audio cue already, so you know roughly where you're going. And then the little effect around the edge, very nice.
Right. And
draws the eye really well.
And my contention is that even though these are slightly different, these are enough for somebody watching to be like, okay, that's my indicator, it's their turn.
Yeah.
Right? It doesn't take much for you to realize, okay, that there, even though it's bigger and all the way around it, is the same as this down here in the sense of an indicator.
Yeah.
You know, it's a different color, right?
We've got to remember that in the other stream we won't have the Code Rush coins going on all around it. So really the only element of movement that's going to be there is this surround and possibly the flame on the clock. So it's very easy to home in on the movement and the color, even if you weren't there at the moment where it changed to be their turn, in order to work out that it currently is.
Hold on, we got a comment on we're sounding really muffled. Hold on.
It's possible the music is also a little bit louder.
Let's see what I can do. Well, can you listen to the...
Yep, I will nip across
to
the stream.
Thanks so much for that feedback. Let me see what I can do on that.
Yeah, you're quite quiet on the stream, Mark.
Check. It's funny. I thought I had it. Working out. Check. Yeah, it looks low. The volume looks low there. Hold on. Let's see what's going on down here. Let's try this. Check. Is that any better? So, listen for me saying, is that any better, Rory?
Not especially.
No.
Not on the stream, no.
Okay. I can crank it up.
Although
more.
my volume is apparently quite good.
Hold on. How is yours? How's mine so low? Oh wait, hold on. I know where it is. It's right here. Check, 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 check. Check, check. How's that? That feels like it should be better. Check.
That is better. You said, how's that? And it was good. Yes.
All right. Better but still quiet, says Chill Codes. Give it one more second. There we go. Got a Yale. Got a yeah from Chill Codes. Thank you so much for that. Really appreciate that, kids. If you're out there and you're listening and the audio quality is not quite perfect, let us know for sure. We want to fix that.
Yep.
So yeah, that's what we built yesterday, and I'm actually pretty pleased. I'm really pleased with it. Let me switch out of. We'll get so you can look at Fred right there. Let's exit combat and watch. Since he's got full hit points, his name is going to shorten. And look at what it looks like when we exit combat. It should. Oh, but we exit in combat,
We
and
don't have
we don't have it.
turns
We don't have
outside
turns.
of combat.
You're right. We don't. So I can't demonstrate that. I could do this. I can add temp hit points to everybody. There. So that changes the size of it. So we'll go ahead and say next turn.
Benji's.
Next turn, lady. Okay, so lady's turn, right? Now, if we remove those hit points, notice the change, and it still looks good, right? So it's not too stretched out in the middle. I don't think anybody's gonna notice anything, but this thing is working, right?
Absolutely.
The cool thing about this is actually it's composed of 3 pieces. We built those 3 pieces yesterday, the 2 side pieces and the middle piece that's chosen closest to that size and stretched. That's pretty cool. All right, so that I think is essentially done. The piece related to this that we're not doing is we're not advancing rounds correctly. So if I hit next turn and I go all the way around, we're not advancing rounds using this new initiative order that we've built yesterday. We're still advancing rounds the old way, which is whoever the first human player who goes, or including Fred, because Fred's essentially human, right, Fred?
Oh yeah.
And then when somebody else goes, and then that first human player in initiative order goes again, then we advance the round. So we have this kind of crude way of tracking rounds, and I kind of want to adopt it over to the new way. That's what I want to do. But we're not going to do that today. Today what we're going to work on is these guys right here.
Woohoo!
Yeah, these guys are
our little dragon buddies.
These guys are freaking gorgeous.
Oh yeah.
They are like, looks like I'm clipping a little bit. I'm going to just turn my audio down a little bit right there. Yeah, these guys are really effective. They're gorgeous. They have a sense of, it's like 30 frames of animation. But we're switching the colors on these. We're changing the size, scaling them up and down, combining them with the dice. We're giving them fire breath, right? We're slightly changing the height at which they might come up. Right? We're changing even the frame rate. So notice the big dragons' wing flaps are slower than the little dragons. Right? We're doing all of that to make them look good, but these are great for like skill checks and saving throws. But when I want to come in and I want to do something like, let's say, throw out a spell like Chaos Bolt, right? So Chaos Bolt's got a D20, okay, but it also has 2 D8s and 4 D6s.
Right.
and what I want
to... little dragon's going to need like a bag of dice.
Yeah, what I need him to hold up the D8 and the D6, and I want a multiplier times 2 next to the D8, and a multiplier times 6, and I want him flying higher because these are hanging down. Okay? And then I want everything else to work. That's what I want to do today. You're like, Mark, I thought we agreed we weren't going to go overkill anymore on that.
Oh, yeah, because that was a deal that would ever be struck around here.
Yeah, but guess what? Karen's on for a walk at the beach. She has no idea what's going on. We're going back to the dragons, kids.
I meant to ask, you had an episode last night, didn't you?
We did.
Okay, so did the dragons make an appearance?
Yeah, they did. They've been on for 2 shows. 3 shows,
Right.
I think.
So whilst there are some who think maybe that the dragons are a bit excessive, is that a generally felt issue, or are they more welcomed in other corners of the screen?
Actually, so Chill Codes asks, can the dragon have a little chain between the dice? Yeah, we got something. It's going to look like that a little bit. So that's for advantage, and that's for disadvantage. So we've got this little electrical kind of field holding on to the dice. That's what's going to hold them up. Yeah, people generally really love the dragons, but Karen was a little under the influence
biggest fan
of alcohol on 2 shows ago, and she was like, people were saying the dragons look great, and she was like just yelling at people in the chat room because they love the dragons. So anyway. Yeah.
Dragons are, should we say, connected somewhat with explosions, given the fiery nature of them, and you can never have too much, right?
Right. So that's what we're going to do. Now, to build this, I've already written some code headed in this direction. I have to totally refresh my memory on this. This is like the one thing I'm like, find myself sometimes I'm like staring at it. I'm thinking, okay, I just wrote this class and this class and this class and this class and this class. Which one is it in? I think it's in all player stats is what I think it's in. Let me see if that's the case. Rolling the dice now. Player stats. Yeah, it's in player stats right here. So in player stats, we started with main dice sides. Originally it was a D20. Then I decided, well, wait, we can say what the main dice sides is. And I think if I come in to my spells and I say, let's go to Fireball, we'll see a D6.
Okay, cool.
Okay?
Yep.
So we have support for switching one of them. But I was like, no. So what I did is I created this dice stack DTO and a list of them in the player stats. And so each dice stack entry is going to have the number of sides, a hue shift if necessary, a multiplier, so that's how many die we're rolling. So this would be a 6 and how many, and the damage type. Because guess what? I actually think I want to spin the damage around. I think I want to, from the die effects layer.
Sure.
I think if that's fire damage, I think I want to spin it with fire. I may or may not. It may get a little tricky because
some of that effect's going to overlap with the dragon.
Yeah, that's the problem. That's the problem.
Yeah.
If it's hanging down, it's not a problem, but right up in there, I think we're gonna have interception problems that are gonna not look real. So maybe I won't do that. But yeah, I'm not quite sure what I want to do with that yet, but I've added it, damage type. So I have that. I think I'm already filling it out. Let's see if I am. I don't know if I am or not. Looks like no. I just hit a tab index reference on the dice stack. No, it's not getting filled out, apparently.
Okay.
Let's just double check that. Let's do I want to throw a Shift F12 at that thing, find all references. Where's my UI? Oh, okay, it's machine seems slow. Why are you seeming slow today? Look, nothing's happening here. Okay. Yeah, it's only in that spot. Okay. All right. So we need to fill that up. Let's look at where we're building it. Let's remove this. One thing I did notice is when the guy breathes, we've got only 3 different sounds for the dragon breath, and when there's only one up, they breathe pretty quickly. And I feel like I need a little more variety and to lower the frequency of the breathing.
Okay.
We'll drop that right now. Normally the guy's not up for a long time, so it's not too big a deal. We'll drop him for now. Let's also go in here and get rid of all of those guys up there too. And let's figure out where we're initiating new instances of this guy. Here's one. Get player stats. Create a new one. Toggle ready roll dice. Okay, then we get this. Okay, so set ready roll dice. This is for the main one. right here. And damage only. Here's kind of what's going on here. I think I want to get rid of, to be honest, I think I want to get rid of number of sides. I think that's what I want to do. The default is 20 when we're passing that in. Let's set a breakpoint here. Let's set a breakpoint here. Let's just throw out Chaos Bolt and see what we get. Oh shoot! It's not a breakpoint won't be hit because I'm not running. Let me close this down and run one more time. I think we're going to get a this die string, this raw die string. All right, so it's compiling still.
Do like those dragons.
Turn down the music just a little bit. All right, here we go. Connecting. Yeah, here I've got some kind of really not great code. It's kind of, I'm just parsing here. It's kind of this weird thing just so I can get the number of size for the damage only kind of piece.
Yeah.
Where are we? Are we up and running yet? I don't see it loaded yet. Got an orange bottom here indicating I'm debugging. Here we go. Now the window's popping up. All right. There we go. All right. So let's go to Chaos Bolt. And then let's hit roll dice on that. Okay, here's the breakpoint. I want to know what the dice string raw is. It's got pluses. It's got pluses in the middle of it. That's interesting. Somewhere in here, I've got like a die roll. Die roll details. Let's go look at that. I got something that can parse take a string. There we go. Like that to an object.
That's nice.
That's what I want. So what is it? A constructor? What do I have? How am I building this thing? Add roll. Oh, it's got the ability to do an add roll on it. And
looks like there's a roll from.
And here, what's interesting is I'm splitting like this with a comma, but the dice string that's coming in is a does not have a comma in it. It's got a plus. I wonder why that is. All right, let's do this. Let's create a new one of these. I'm seeing a lot of hourglasses today. All right, and then we're going to say die roll details.add roll. I want to see what happens if I throw in that whole thing. What does it need? What's my parameters for add roll? It should just take the string. Okay, it just took a while. Yeah, really slow today. All right, let's come up here.
Lots of different pieces slow though, so it's spread all over the place. Kind of like the whole machine is having issues, except of course that we saw Task Manager really not having any issues.
Yeah. I don't get it. I'm not sure what's going on. All right, this should be like the fastest machine in the world right now. All right, what do we got? 2d8 plus 4, so it did not correctly parse that. Okay. I think I want it to parse that. I think I want to parse it. Let's set a breakpoint here. It's crazy the sound effects right now, isn't it? It's like a,
To be honest,
so it's
it's
really
good.
dramatic.
The music is the nice and dramatic, and you've got screeching and roaring of dragons and fire breathing. It's all kind of
All right.
you know.
Let's do this. Let's say this dot split on the plus. And let's do there. We'll call this parts. And we'll say, we'll come in here and we're going to say, hey, if parts dot length is greater than 1, then we're going to do that. We're going to come in here and we're going to do a go to there, and we're going to say add roll. And we're just going to recursively call it for each part. Roll parts by, comma, spell casting, ability modifier. Right, like that. Sound is perfect today, says Mr. Smoopy. Well, thank you. Well, we had a little bit of help from Shell Codes at the beginning. And then we're going to get out. So here's our recursive call right there. I think I want to trim that before I send it in too. I want to call it trim on this. Okay? I think that's it. All right, let's bring it back up here. And we got that. I'm almost thinking about doing the same thing for a comma, is what I'm thinking about doing. All right, let's get out of here. Get out of here. Good, now we've got 2 of these up here. The 2 die roll details that we want. Okay? Good. All right, so that works. Now what I want to do is I think I would just want to set ready to roll dice. What's this true right here? New value. Yeah, I think I want to change this is what I want to do. I'm going to run it, drop the dragon, and I'm going to change some code in here. There we go. Yeah, even the sound there, you can see there's something going on.
A little bit iffy.
Yeah,
isn't
I
it?
had a problem with OBS this morning too. This is a little crazy. What's going on over here? Everything is pretty cool.
Is any of this a factor of the other machine, or is that normally just incoming stuff?
No, the other machine is just for Skype.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know. My machine this morning was like, I don't know about this, Mark. Okay, I want to make some changes out here, so I'm going to kill the running app. I want to send in. I want to send in the die roll details. That's what I want to do.
Yeah.
And I think I also want to do one more on here. I want to call add roll. And I want to throw in 1d20, I think. I'm just thinking about, wait, how do I get advantage in here or not? I'm not remembering how that's turned on or off. Set in-game dice for shortcut. Who's calling this?
Yeah,
I
I
guess
know
the-
you've got stuff on your Stream Deck for that, but I don't know how that's expressed.
I think it happens.
if at all.
I think it happens afterwards. Is what I think happens.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the advantage or disadvantage change happens later. Okay. Also with the Stream Deck, when we're looking at those Fly the Dragons buttons, these right here, these are for just a single skill check with 1d20. So that's what these buttons are doing right here. So I'm going to add a d20, so that'll be on top. Then we're going to do these other pieces here. And we're going to add those there. Okay. Then we're going to pass in this guy right here, die roll details. Set ready to roll dice. Let's jump inside. We're completely getting rid of num sides and all of this. We're going to say die roll details instead. Like that. I'm getting rid of main die sides. I know. If you're like, you might be squeamish if you're doing that, if you're like me. You're like, whoa, dude, you're like totally taking out, core functionality that we know works. You're deleting it right now.
Does seem a bit that way.
Yeah, no, I'm totally doing it. That means I got to go to player stats down below. Down below means over in TypeScript. Let's jump over there. Yeah. Where's my... There it is, down the bottom. Okay, player stats. Okay, main die sites. Let's tap the next reference everywhere, see where that's being used. Yeah, this is going to be a little nightmarish here. Die match. Well, this is going to easily just become die stacks match here. So I'm going to exclude vantage or disadvantage or advantage from the check to see if the die match. So let's go back, see where else main die sides is used. Okay, I'm going to kill that. Where else? Uh-oh. Now we got these calls in here. Yeah, we're going to break this code. That was really weird. I hit the hotkey to jump into declaration and said I couldn't find it. Now it just did it. Wait, no, that was the player stats. I want to go to launch the dragons. Jump inside. It's taking me to player. What is going on? Look at this. You can even see it.
The highlighting's all a bit off as well.
The highlighting is off. Yeah, I think this is performance related. This is crazy, but if CodeRush just tabbed in next reference, CodeRush gets it. I'm like stunned. Okay. All right. So
I can see where both of them would break rather than,
Yeah. No, it's really
one not as strange.
Really weird. What if I delete the line and bring it back? I bet that fixes it. Gets it to reparse it. There we go. Now I can drill into it. Now I can. They're good. Okay. So we've got what's going on here? Not used yet. Okay. Main die sides. So you can see where I was going with this, right? I'm like, get main die for player. We're going to change this to get die from sides, I think, for player with sides. I had something similar to that happening yesterday in VS 2019 with C# 8 and .NET Core 3.1. You're talking about highlighting being off. It's as if it had a different file. So get die for player with sides. And we're going to have to change all of this. This whole thing is just, we're reworking this whole thing here. There's a compromise here too as well, which is we keep main die sides and we just add the additional hanging pieces. And then a lot of this code doesn't change. Which I'm now leaning towards all of a sudden. Mine was, Smoothie says, mine was underlining where errors were and was way off, and it was underlining stuff that wasn't an error. Yeah. The workaround seems to be make a change to the code. Cut something and paste it back in.
Force a reparse,
What am I going to do? Am I going to... I'm going to keep going, I think, Rory. This is the right way to go. It's going to be messy. It's going to break. and not going to work, and we'll probably be debugging it. But the problem is that the main dice sides, the top one, it essentially needs to hold the same thing that's in the dice DTO, the dice stack. And it doesn't currently show the damage type, and it doesn't show the quantity either, right? If there were going to be a number of those. So I really can't use it. I really can't. So this we're going to have, I'm going to just put it to do here, need to completely rework this, okay, to use the dice stack. I'm going to come back to this, drop die and blow up dragons. Same thing here. We got to, I'm just going to just pop this down here for now. This is descend the dragons. This one should be easier to rework. I'm going to start with the easiest one first to kind of build up my my confidence and my my head wrapping around this. Launch the dragons.
Sure.
Also, we need to completely rework this. And then we're back all the way around. So those, I think, are the three big areas that we need to work with there. I'm going to start killing main dice sides from the parameter list. There's one. Kill the calls, all the calls for that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that was just those two. Good. Over here, main dice sides. Anybody else getting a little queasy?
It's a little difficult to do this without the help that is normally provided in C# by CodeRush.
Yeah. Or by,
I'm kind of used to the automation that would say, yep, I've done all the things, don't worry about it.
Right. No, you're right. You're right. Okay, here's descend the dragons, main dice sides. Let's kill it. Yeah, we're killing it. We're committing. All right.
Speaking of which, you checked your code in before we started this, right?
No, I you know how I like to live on the edge, Roy. Before we started, I deleted the entire repository because me. Okay, wait. What happened now? What's going on here? This looks incorrect to me. This looks like a Mr. Smoopy bug right here.
Yeah. So that pairs there. That's actually fine.
It looks fine. I'm gonna delete this and paste it back in and see what it says. Come on, man. Yeah, something's going on in my machine here today. All right, so descend the dragons. Descend the dragons. That looks good. Good. Okay. Let's go back to main dice side. See where else we're using it. Delete it here. Delete it there. Yeah, breaking it is easy. Okay, and we're done. Breaking it is easy. Okay, so we've taken out main dice sides. That now matches over here, the player stats. Yep. We don't have that anymore. Let's start working on our to-dos in here. And you notice my voice gets slower and drops an octave. This is tricky. We should be very alert while we do this code here. Launch the dragons.
We've done all the breaking, so now all we have to do is the fixing, and we're good, right?
Yeah, what's going on with dice sprites here? So we get, this is going to give me the sprites to create. That's what's going to happen. Breaking is easy. That's one for the ages. Coding Gorilla's here. Coding Gorilla, how come we didn't see if...
he was stealthy. He came in on purpose.
Got in stealthy. I see. Okay. Welcome, Coding Gorilla. Glad you're with us, because holy cow, we're about to make mistakes, buddy. This is where we need you.
Broken all the things, and we're now just gonna.
We're trying to fix it now.
Look at all the pieces and see where they should go now.
Yeah, you were focused. I didn't want to scare you. You do come in scary, man. I will say that. I'm always like, what the? But that doesn't stop me from wanting to have that remote-controlled explosive kind of thing, where the CO2 cartridge just blasts CO2 column up here near me, just whoosh. So I'm like, what? I like being on my toes. But if I do this long enough, theoretically, there's a situation in the future where I get a heart attack live on the show and die, and you're just there, Mark, Mark. You're trying to shout out loudly to Karen, who's maybe just walking by, and I'm just like having a heart attack in the
I was
background.
going to say, Karen's got a pretty good way to communicate with you when you're on the show, but I'm not
That's
sure
right.
it works the other way around.
It does not work the other way. Yeah, Smoothies. Oh God. All right. So we don't have main die sides anymore. We need to pass in the number of die here. Let me throw in. I just want to see where this is. We do an add shifted here. Only there. All right. That's really good news. The order in which we add these does not matter because the drawing order is independent. So I'm going to move this up here. Then I want to go to my dice stack. What is it? Is it called dice stack? I think it's dice stack. There it is right there. I'm going to do a for loop here. Like that. And for each entry in the die stack, we're going to... Oh, and I'm going to like the code. The code's going to get better anyway. We're going to do this. And instead of passing in main sides, I'm going to throw in die stack of I. That's going to get that player die based on that die stack we're going to send in there. Do we use this die anywhere else? I didn't actually check that. I don't see it. Let me take it outside the for loop for just a second and tab the next reference on it and see what we get. Prepare for entrance. Okay, we're just going to take that and move that up too. So now it's just here, these two. Good. Sweet. Yeah, the code, I'm arguing the code is better now anyway, so we're in a better shape.
Cool.
There's my dice sprites. Everything looks good. Why stop variance? That's where it's going to stop. Now we need the whole stack to stop at the same spot. So I don't want to put it in the for loop. I want to get it outside the for loop. And now we're passing in the die stack, which is an array of these. It's one of these, die stack DTO we're passing in. So now let's go get die for player with sides. And we're changing this to a die stack right here. Dice stack entry, maybe is what I'll call it. Okay. And we don't have main sides anymore. I suppose I can throw that out. That might be useful as we're working along here. And now we're asking this question here. Well, yeah, let's do this. Let's do main die sides like this. Set that equal to this entry dot num sides.
Cool.
And at the very least, that just is should just work.
Yeah.
Okay, that should just flat out work. But the cool thing about it is we now have additional data, like what the damage type is, if we want to do that, what the hue shift of it is, right? That we could use,
Yeah.
and the multiplier. If the multiplier is not 1, then I want to actually throw text at this thing as well.
Well, that's particularly useful because you did say you wanted to stick the multiplier up beside the dice.
I do. I want to throw that, and I've already been thinking about things like, what if we had in our graphics engine the ability to say, hey, I want to attach these animated elements to this one, which means if that one moves, so do these, right?
Yep.
So it's this idea of attaching, sticking onto, and I was thinking, well, we could do that real easily, and I could have, put text, attach it to it, which means if this thing drops and is affected by gravity, the other one just drops with it, right? And if this one fades out, this one fades out as well. So it's life, everything is stuck to it. I was thinking that shouldn't be too hard to do. We might do that. All right, so get
See everyone, Mark had a plan. He wasn't just ripping into code. There was a direction here.
Yeah. All right, so there was a direction here. So let's go back to where we were. Get die for player with sides. This is where we were. This is the place we're working through it and converting over. I'm going to just copy this. I have a feeling that is fixed here in Launch the Dragons. Kind of. Hold on, though. We need the offset hold on. We need to increment, I think, the die offset on this. How do we do the advantage or disadvantage? Plus, what's this? Die distance down? All right.
103 fixed value. For now, anyway.
Okay, there it is. Thanks. Okay, so let's move this up here. And let's then say this plus the die offset. So this is all over the place down here. Can we do an introduce local on all of these? Is it going to be cool with that? Declare local. We only got declare local. That's not going to do enough of those. Okay, so I think I want to say... I'm going to put a marker here, and I'm going to come down here, and I'm going to say die top, and set that equal to that combo. Then we'll go back to the marker. We'll throw that in there. Then we're going to say die top plus equals. Do I want to say that? Die distance down. Am I using die top anywhere else? This dragon Y plus dragon Y offset without also using the plus distance down. These two plus that plus the Y stop variance as well. I might as well just throw in Y stop variance here too. All right, let's do that.
Mm-hmm.
So this die top has just become this. Yeah, we could be. We're doing. Notice we're breaking two things at once.
Yeah.
This is where. All right. So
but
here
this does make sense to do, because previously this code was how to calculate essentially the positioning of the original dice and the advantage die that was going to sit underneath it. Now what you're doing is you're adjusting it for basically a series of die of any length almost.
Yeah. Now what's going on here? This is the full dragon. The full dragon, that's still going to be there. This one, though, dragon start Y plus die offsets plus stop variance plus distance down. Oh, you bet. That's becoming die top right there. And the same thing down here for the disadvantage die. All right, so that's good. Anywhere else we're using die offset? What is going on with die offset? 16... Just those two places. Okay. Let's move this closer. Yeah, I remember when we were going through it, we thought, oh, 16 is a magic number. We found it. Uh-oh, what's Expositor have to say? All right. Fine.
In the house.
Wait, you said not done till 1, and then you wrote 10:15.
Yeah, I think that was an extra enter keystroke,
Oh,
perhaps a little
okay.
too early.
Not done till 10:15. It looks like that's what she's putting in the chat room. What time is it now? It looks like it's 10:48. Wait, I don't even understand. What's it? What are you saying?
She bought a DeLorean and not told you?
Maybe she means 1:15.
Maybe.
Okay. Like everybody, the whole show, we've stopped the show just to find out what's going on. The 1 p. It's either 1 p.m. or 10:15, and it's already way past 10:15. So I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on there. Yeah, I don't know. She hasn't. If she says anything else, I'll let you know. I think she just came in and left. You might hold on. Let me try texting her. Oh wait, hold on. It's she just typed it in here too. It's 10:49 by my clock right now.
Oh, 11:15.
Oh,
just came in the
11:15.
chat room.
Got it. Okay, 11:15. All right. So that's in about 25 minutes. Whoops. Okay.
Mark, before you go too much further, you've yet to add the die down, was it? To the die distance down, I think it was, that you extracted from 3-ish lines. Oh, there you go. Sorry.
I got it. No,
Yes.
no. I'm glad you're there because I left that hanging for a while. for a long time. Let's just go through.
I was expecting you to add it to the die top declaration, but you're right. It has to be sort of added each time.
The Y-stop variance is there, and it's used here for the hands. That makes sense as well.
Mhm.
I think I can almost say, let's drag and start Y. That's here. I want to simplify this a little bit. I want to throw this here, and I'm going to say it's equal to this plus that. Then my drag and start Y, I want to get rid of adding Y-stop variance on it. Anywhere this is added Y-stop variance to it, it's just the drag and stop Y. Okay? With me so far? Good?
Yeah, I think so.
Drag and top Y, like that. All right. Now, if I need to do one more thing, though. I need to I need like a multi-dice adjustment. I'm going to set that equal to 0 here, but then I'm going to say, hey, if dice stack.length is greater than 2. Is that right? Wait, hold on. If it's greater than 1, if there's more than one die in there, then I want to say my multi-dice adjustment is equal to the length minus 1 times that variance right there. Times that, what is it called? The die distance down. Okay, so it's going to go up even higher. And then we're going to take that multi-stack adjustment and subtract it from here. So that's going to get our stop position. So if we have like, you know, a string of a bunch of die, it's going to go even higher.
Okay.
Sex Positive is saying, wait a minute, what did Mr. Announcer Bot say? Said, oh no.
Yeah.
Oh yes. I mean, oh yes, Sex Positive here. Mr. Announcer Bot. He's just kidding. Right? Mr. Announcer Bot? Can you say you're sorry, Mr. Announcer Bot?
Sorry.
There you go.
Ish.
Sorry-ish. Mr. Announcer Bot.
Oops.
Come on, Mr. Announcer Bot.
Oopsie doodle.
Yeah, you better be good, Mr. Announcer Bot. All right.
You know what time it is?
I don't know what time it is. Now, Mr. Yeah, that seemed to work. It was not recovering. I lost internet momentarily, not sure why. And then got it back. Lost Rory.
Mm.
Yeah. Everybody's like really got a lot of anxiety in the chat room there, kids.
Do you know what time it is? Was perfectly timed.
So is that what
true.
I said? Yeah, and then
yeah.
and then Mr.
You left us all hanging, man.
Yeah, and then Mr. Announcer Bot said it was
Oh, we missed the brand new car.
Battle.
and then after I said dance battle, I said dance battle. I said, are you Rory, are you ready to compete with me in a dance battle?
Uh-huh.
And then I hit a button that didn't work because I'm in a break point, I think. But then I'm going to go like this. I'm going to go like this. And now your turn, Roy. Go. I don't know. How are your moves compared to mine?
My moves were awesome.
You won again?
So desperately sad none of you can see them.
Dang it. Dang it. Okay, I'm going to get you next time. I'm going to work on some of those moves. Okay. What's going on? Yeah, I don't have anything running here. So what I'm going to do, I want to get rid of that text on screen. I got a quick way to do it, I think. We'll start up the main app. I'm going to keep writing code down here, and once the app's up, I'll refresh, and we'll get rid of that text up there, blocking it. So multi-dice adjustment is in there. That's that hint right there. So I think this is done right here. I'm going to say I feel like there's a shot at that working, right? That if there are multiple die, the rest of this is going to come down. This is, what is this? This is Launch the Dragons. Okay. Cool. All right, let me do, it looks like that startup got rid of that. Okay, good. Let's find the other two to do. Okay. So here...
Looks like we've disconnected the chat room from Signal R. There's no control over things like the scroll there.
Oh, okay, let's fix that. Let me first...
That's different.
Yeah, let me try the scroll. The scroll close worked. Let's fix that. That is probably going to be here, right here. If I close this and restart it, let's see what happens. Close that, restart that. Yeah, interesting day today. Try now. Let's do a test. Oh, well, test close. We need to do a test wave, I think.
Test wave initiated.
Yeah.
Happening.
Drone. Is the drone working? Not working. Hold on. Let me do a... do I want to kill this other one and restart this too? I think I'm going to do that too. I've got a second piece out here. Let me kill this too. That's the overlay manager. We're going to start that up as well. I got a button to just start that up. It's coming up. So both of these are up. Now the other thing I'm going to do, I find I need to do, is I'm going to refresh every single overlay. And I got 4 of them, including the drone game here. Refresh all of those right there. Those look to be refreshed. Now drone should work. And
Drone's working.
Drone's working good. Okay. All right. So that probably means the test close is going to work as well. Here, let's switch to... oh, wait.
Test wave not working.
Yeah, that's good because I also need, because I restarted the other pieces, I've got to restart the control app, which I'm doing right now. So I think Signal R gets out of sync is what I think happens here. All right, let's look at die sprites here. What's happening here? Just in these 2 spaces here. This is to drop the sprites by player ID. Drop sprites by player ID. Okay, that's looking for that. Okay, now test wave and test close should work. Try that. Give me a test close. There you go.
Test close.
We're back in business here. Let's start some Code Rush music for now. Get that going. Okay, all we're doing is dropping it here. Now we do have this thing here too. This part gets a little tricky. Get die for player with sides. Shoot. So this works well for creating. Hold on. Oh, you know what we can do? We can just do this. We can flat out just do this. We don't need an else here. We don't need anything. The reason why is because we're just looking through all the sprites in all of these for anything with the player ID data in it. And if it has it, then we're going to drop it. And so it's okay. It doesn't matter. It's just a little overkill in the case that we don't use it, but it doesn't harm us to call it. Then, okay, now we can go through the die stack here, and we can do the same thing we did before, where we have a for loop, and we're iterating through, and then we're going to grab the die stack of I, and we're going to pass it in. We're going to do something like this here. And is that it? That might be it.
That's good.
Okay, I think that's it. And, okay, cool. Any other use of the main in here? No other problems seem to be in this area. We're getting the disadvantage. The one thing we haven't done yet here, and you know, you may recall that when we built this, Rory, we created the advantage and disadvantage animations with the little chain that holds on.
We did. Yes.
Let's see, where do I want to be here? This is it in Dice? Is it in Dice?
But I recall, you say we created them with them, as in a single animation that had both components present?
Here, that's where it is, right here. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. See the piece I've got highlighted over here on the right? Mm-hmm. That animation has it already present. In anticipation of needing to have a chain of these die, I created one of this animation here.
A man is prepped.
But we're not loading it yet. So when we first get this working, it'll be working, you know, in this particular way. The thing that's just occurring to me, though, is that when we draw sprites out, we draw them essentially all on one layer. This is somewhat problematic. We're going to need to change the animation because these are all going to have to be drawn on top. And this animation is built to have a die with this behind it at the top, and then another die behind that. In other words, to have a die here, this piece, then a die behind it, then this piece. This is totally...
almost have to draw them from the bottom up. So the bottommost die first, then the thing that's grabbing it, then the next die up, then the thing that's grabbing that, etc.
Yeah, right now, our engine has done really well for like 2 years being able to do everything we wanted to do with a kind of a Z order associated with the whole sprite group itself rather than an individual sprite. This change, the fastest, easy way around this is not to change the engine, but to change the animation. So it's got tentacles that grab on the top and the bottom. Yeah. And then those just are it's just kind of going like this, you know, stretching and expanding as it's moving, I think. I don't know. We might be able to get this lined up so well that we're like, everybody's okay and believability is not destroyed. I'm going to take away this to do. I think this one is good. Okay, here we go again. Same problem here, and I think the same solution works. There's no harm in calling drop sprite by player ID, passing in the light and the dark die, which, in case you're wondering what those are, Rory, those are just, I've got a die animation for every known player with their die color, but what happens if we, you know, have a replacement player or something like that, and in that case, I've got a light colored red tinted die and a dark colored red tinted die. So I can duplicate most color combinations, dice combinations with those just by adjusting hue, mainly hue on that, and maybe saturation to some degree, and maybe brightness to some degree. Okay, that's all that's happening with those two sets there. It's not going to hurt to make that to call drop sprite by player ID, because if we're dropping for one player ID, everything from that player ID we want to drop. Okay, so now we want to do the same thing up here. FRI, that, dice stack.length, dice stack of I is what we want to work with. And we want to put this here and do this here. Okay, and I think that's done. I think that method is done. Let's go find the other one. I'm nervous, by the way.
I'm not.
No more two. No, you're
I'm
not
seeing
nervous?
this pattern work well each time we're executing it. And actually, each time we re-implement it, we are confirming that the logic is appropriate still for this next location.
Okay. All right. So good. Let's see what happens. This is on the Dragon Front overlay. So let me refresh that. We're refreshing that code right now. Let's refresh over here. I'm pretty sure, did I build? I'm not sure if I built or not. I think it's probably better if I run it and we'll debug it. So the penalty on that is it's a little extra. No, wait, I'm not using a die stack? Hold on. I may not have a compile over here. That may be what's going on. So die roll details, set ready to roll dice. All right. And I want to do something similar down here. Here there's no D20 added. We're just going to add that straight in. This is only going to work if I'm casting a spell.
Sure.
I want to system debugger diagnostics break. I want to do that right there. If we're like doing something else and figure out where that dice string is coming from. And then I want similar code down below here. In place of that. Then I want to throw my die roll details into here. I don't even care about this anymore. I don't care about this anymore. And I want to throw that there. That's what I want to do. Okay, next, set ready to roll dice. I don't think I finished this code. Yeah, okay. We don't have main die sides anymore. Cool. And now what I want to do is I want to say, well, actually I want to come in here, get die roll details. And I want to go to my rolls, all rolls. What do I got in here? Rolls. So we'll do 4 each on all the rolls. Then we're going to say player state dot dice stack dot add. Now player state dot add roll, and I'm going to pass in roll. So I keep the code here simple and easy to read, right? And we're going to go in there and we're going to do our magic inside of add roll. We're going to do the complexity there. Okay, let's build that. I do love that Coderush takes me right to the place there where I want to work when I declare something. I really like that. I think it's a good... I remember at one point I was talking to the Visual Studio team and they were pointing this out as they thought it was a flaw. And the whole team was asking me why I was doing this. Like the whole team was like, but why are you doing that? Isn't it better to generate it and have it out of mind rather than distract you and take you away? And then that's when I explained markers to them, right? And how markers get you right back and restore the view and how all that thing worked. But I remember that was like really, it was, sometimes that happens to me where people, where it's a whole room full of people that are, they're like, why are you doing that?
It tends to happen, I'm imagining, where you're challenging preconceived sort of expectations. So it's natural normally in a text editor, no matter what you're doing, to pretty much stay where you are. Because without user interaction, that's what normally happens. Yeah. It's never been considered prior to that moment that actually it might be more useful to take them to something where they're going to make some modification. And especially, as you say, when you throw in the marker logic that allows you to just say, well, okay, no, I don't want to this time, that's fine. A single key press takes you back.
Yeah.
So, you know, changing the preconceived ideas. There you go.
I'm doing good. I'm good. I'm doing good.
See Films in the chat room.
How are you doing? You doing great? That's awesome. So here's add roll right here. So we need to come in and say, we're going to come into dice stack, and we're going to say dice stack.add, new dice stack DTO, and I just think I want to just throw a roll at it. Why not? Throw that at it and see what happens. Let's go create that constructor. Yeah, so that's the Visual Studio way of doing it right there, where I use the Visual Studio feature to create the constructor, and then I have to follow that with a key to dive into it, drill into it, and take a look at it. Yeah. And so if I hadn't done that, I wouldn't have realized, maybe here's what it did. So yeah.
Well, you run the risk of sometimes you generate something with like a throw not implemented exception, and if you don't realize that, you're often doing something else before you've put the implementation, or possibly worse, it's empty and does nothing and doesn't even throw an error.
Yeah, and so this is like, I remember, this is the thing, right? The whole room thinks that I'm doing this wrong, and at this and I'm certain that they're doing it wrong, but I don't want to be mean about it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, so I had to you know what I ended up doing is I kind of gently eased out of the answer. I said, well, this is why I didn't come at him with certainty. I came at him with a little more kindness and gentleness. But yeah, that happened at one point, Sometimes stuff like this happens. All right, I do not want to do this instead. Instead, what I want to do is I want to say numsides is equal to roll dot, what you got for me? Sides. Cool. Multiplier is equal to roll dot, what you got for me? You got a multiplier? Count. Okay. I have no hue shift. Damage type we might have though. What do I got in there? Is equal damage, not damage, damage type. Exactly. Is equal to roll dot. We got a damage type in here. It doesn't look like it. It's a descriptor, which is a string. I think I've got something out here called D&D Utils, which has got a 2 damage type. 2 damage from a damage string. And I think it's flexible enough that if the string is empty, looks like multiplier's got a problem with count. I'll fix that in a second. Yeah, it's just going to get this get element here, which I just drilled into. What is going on? I did not hit, well, I probably hit that button, but I didn't mean to. Does a try parse on it, and otherwise it just refers to default. So it's going to be damage none if the string doesn't match. What's going on with count over here? Is count really like a double? It's double. Okay. That's all right. I'm going to do a math.floor on this, I think. And we're going to cast this to an int. So CI is going to be cast to an int. And that's just quickly getting those parents and everything in there. Okay, I think that's it from this side now. I don't know, cross your fingers, kids. This whole thing might work. Yeah, I am 308 episodes old. That's wow. E308 is, this is the 308th episode of the show that we've done. And the only way I know it is every episode's got its count number on it.
Yep.
It's counted.
A lot of shows.
So we're going to run it and see what happens. See if it works.
Of course it'll work.
It's compiling still. I got a little build thing right there. You can't see it behind the 6 there. It's compiling and building. Although I think I could do this. Show it to you. Right there. There it is.
There we go. The bar of tension.
Yeah. They were starting up, and I also added code so when it starts up, it automatically goes to the Google Sheets and downloads everything. Mm-hmm. So it's a little longer to start up than before. But the cool thing is I don't have to hit that reload everything button. It just brings everything in. This looks like a comment I could remove. All right, let's see. Got good upload speed now.
Yeah,
Really
that's good.
weird how it's rare that I get a glitch in the internet where it just like is like, I'm not sending anything. Okay, so there we're up. Let's first start hitting the old buttons to make sure those things work. Let me bring up so you can get a sense of what I'm doing. I'm hitting these buttons right here. So I'm going to hit the button for Fred. Not bad. We still got that happening.
So dragons are still there. Dice are somewhat less there. Oh, hang on. Advantage dice, however, adding to the chain of nothing.
It's not adding
That
a
works.
D20.
Yeah.
I think that's on the sending side. Because I think these
But
buttons...
you know what? I actually like what's happening anyway, because the advantage and disadvantage dice have not appeared where they normally would have appeared. They are appearing in their correct relative location based on there being nothing above them.
It's a really great observation, Roy. Yeah, no, that's true. We're definitely not... It looks like we didn't maybe break anything down below.
Yeah.
This is toggle ready, roll dice. All stats toggle ready, roll dice. Let's go look at this. Get player stats. We're getting it from that state. Yeah, the problem is we're not explicitly adding that D20 like we did before.
Yeah, I remember actually you removed that, but we didn't replace it with an alternative.
Yeah. So toggle ready, roll dice. Checks to see. This is called from one place, which in turn I think is called from one place. Is that right or no? Yeah. It's in this one space. And that command is what executes. Right here, you can see I've kind of highlighted right there. Toggle ready, roll dice. So that means it's a D20. I want to rename this to toggle ready, roll D20 is what I want to do. But I think I'm going to do, what I think I'm going to do is we're going to get, I think we're going to do here, we're just going to add that D20 is what we're going to do. So I'll hit all these to drop them down. Let me just run it to drop them all down. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, that doesn't drop them down. The first thing it does is it gets rid of them. This will drop them all down. Okay, that's all down. Now we're going to bring them up. So now we're going to hit it. And now I want to say, get the player stats, which I should rename this to stats. I do like that edit and continue can sustain a rename like that.
Yeah.
And it still goes, right? It still has data in it. That's like really nice. The dice stack is 0. So what I want to do here is I want to say, hey, look, if this dice stack link count, sorry. No, I meant count. Slow performance. If the dice stack count is equal to 0, then we're going to say this is here. Retro CRT is here. Does that make coding programming slower for C#? I'd say no. Retro CRT says not really. The tools are pretty quick. It's not like the good old days when you needed to write your makefiles by hand, for example. Yeah, I don't think I ever wrote makefiles by hand. I worked in Delphi for a long time, so pretty fast edit and continue cycles there. All right, so we're going to call it add D20. I'm going to go declare this right now. And we want to say, I guess I'm just going to do this. I'm going to do this, but I'm going to say in here num sides. Is that what it is? Num sides is equal to 20. And is that all I need to do? I think that might be all I need to do. I guess, well, the multiplier is already going to default to 1. Yeah. Now, what's wrong here, though?
We changed it. There wasn't a constructor before, and now there is that takes a roll. So we need to re-implement a constructor with a default constructor, essentially.
Yeah. You are correct. I was leaning towards that's what was wrong, but I was like, really? I have default constructors all over the place and things. I just leave them hanging around like this. I couldn't believe that was the case, but yeah, that was the case. Okay, so now we got to add d20. Let's run it. See if that fixes it. No.
Aww.
You know what? We might be okay.
Do we call it?
Yeah, we might not have called it. We might have. It could also be an edit continue issue here.
Oh yeah.
Let's drop him and bring him up one more time.
Let's claim that.
Yeah, it was edit continue.
Hey!
All right, cool.
Look at that cute little dragon.
Although I'm now hitting for the other players and it's not coming up. Oh, there we go. Fred just came up. Miles is not coming up. Miles is not coming up. Cutie's not coming up. Merkin is not coming up. Lady comes up, and does Lady go away? Lady does not go away?
Where's Lady? Oh, sorry, this is in the middle. I keep confusing with little...
Lady's with the yellow die. That's Lady.
Yeah.
What happens when I hit advantage on these guys?
And that's it.
Nothing is working.
I didn't change all that much, did we?
I am suspecting that it's an edit and continue issue here. That's kind of what I'm suspecting. Usually when I add something down low... where did I add this? Player stats. Oh no, that's up high. Edit and continue usually doesn't work in there. I'm not sure why that's not working. Well, I got a breakpoint here. Let's see what happens. Here's the breakpoint. Player ID is 3. Dice stack count has got a 1 on it. And then we're going to come out of there and say update stats for all players. I think there's a problem down below. This is really
a problem up there.
It's a bad time, Pudding. Incoming. Pudding's here. Pudding showed up last night on the Dragon Humper show. Actually, and so did Wicked Blue Ninja. Both of them were out there at Dragon Humpers last night.
I'm going to assume that there are no fanfares in quite the same way on Dragon Humpers because that would be slightly incongruous with the nature of the show.
No, I do it. I do it for both of them. I've done, but I do it manually. I activate them manually. So,
okay.
All right. I think it's down below is the problem. That's kind of my feeling on this. I don't know. I've got two thoughts. One is to restart the app completely, just to see if it's an edit and continue thing, and which I'll do. I just closed it down and we'll restart it. The other thought is, yeah, it's a problem down below in comparing the differences between things. The data. Now he's at us. Oh, you know why? Coding Gorilla? We restarted everything, man. The sneak attack to come in, it doesn't work, man. Oh, whoops. Whoops. Coding Gorilla. All right, we're starting up. That's all right. Gives us something to do while we're waiting for this thing to start up. Where are we? Where's the app? It's loading up the Google Sheets data right now. Retro CRT says, nice intro, Coding Gorilla. Yeah, I like it. It's cool. Where are you, app? Not started yet. I don't see you up and running.
Coding Gorillas, I take full credit.
Last Matt's out there.
Hey, Last Matt.
Is that new? It's not super new. It's like maybe, I would say a month old, maybe? I don't know. All right, we're now up and running. Now if I hit the buttons to drop. I got a breakpoint here. All right, let's see what happens. Up. Miles is not coming up. Lady's not coming up. Cutie's not coming up. Oh, now when I hit Fred, they all come up?
What?
Something's not working here. It's in the dice stack comparison. Yeah, it's weird. When I move Fred up and down works. That works. I hit it once, he goes down. I hit it again, he comes up. If I hit Miles,
Okay.
Lady, Merkin, or Cutie, nothing happens until I hit Fred, and then they come. I think I got a problem down below.
That is a little crazy.
I dropped them all. They're not dropping. I hit Fred. I bet they all drop except for Fred. Yeah. All right. That's a little
It
crazy.
reminds me of a crazy situation when I was at university. We had to dial into the mainframes and to do anything from home. And we had these sort of 36K modems back then. It was quite, sad, really. And I had a point where, at one point, I wouldn't get any kind of modem transmission unless I was moving the mouse at the same time.
Nice. So you
Go
move the
figure.
mouse to get
It's the
things
two completely disconnected
to work
things.
better. Yeah. Okay. So what's going on with die match? I thought I wrote this code so this works. Return die stacks match. And then I call die stack matches the compare die stack. And if it doesn't, we return false. The damage type, hue shift, multiplier, and num sides all have to be the same. That all looks good. Jetsams here, kids. Yeah, it's time for a fanfare. And now your fanfare's over. Get out of here, Jetsam. Come on.
Who's in the house?
I thought, Mr. Movie says, rolling on the floor, LMAO, I thought even today us old guys always move the mouse around while we were waiting on something because it makes it go faster. Yeah, it kind of does, doesn't it? It's like, it's actually built into UI when you're scrolling into Windows UI, at least an old version of Windows UI. When you were scrolling, you were dragging something up, clicking and dragging it to a list box. You wanted to get it in a location. If you move the mouse back and forth, it would scroll faster, right?
Yeah. Wow, that is sad, but you're absolutely right. It really does, or did work that way.
Because it's become a nervous tick, says Coding Gorilla.
See, I've got one of those. I save text files every couple of seconds because I used to have an IDE which would crash so often.
Yeah.
Now I can't stop. It's just the way it works.
Yeah. So if basically nothing, if it doesn't match, then we return false. Otherwise, return true. Die stack matches actually looks good to me. I was thinking there might be a problem here. Now I'm back up. I'm confused as heck. What, we changed this? That's it? Now I want to go back over here.
That really is it, isn't it?
And I want to take that out for a second, and I want to just explore this for a second with it out and see if everything now suddenly works. The problem still could, I'm hitting Miles, nothing's happening. Merkin, nothing's happening. Little Cutie, I'm hitting Fred. Fred goes up and down. Fred goes up and down. Fine. Why doesn't Miles go up and down? And now, oh wow, everybody showed up all of a sudden after I hit Lady. What is going on? It's still the same problem. Did I verify that that's actually working? Did I compile that? I think I did. I stepped over it, right? And we're no longer adding them to the stacks. You know what I kind of want to do here? This is that... I'm going to do this. Hold on. I'm going to kill the app. I'm going to rename this Ready Roll D20. Like this. I'm going to... I'm going to clear that, and then I'm going to just call Add D20. So I'm going to, no matter what, I'm going to add that D20 to that dice stack. There's nothing else on that stack. The advantage dice is separate from it. I don't think that's enough, but I at least wanted to get
Well, it simplifies things, so there's less now that can be potentially wrong.
I want to know what's happening here. The other thing is that if I've added other die, like damage die, I don't want it to think that the count of 1 means it's got a d20 on there. So at the very least, I want to do that. I'm convinced the problem is still down below. I'm going to run it. Let's look at the code down below for a second. If ready to roll dice is not equal to this, we're not adding the die stack here, though. Hold on. That might be it. That might be it.
Okay.
Right here, I've got a section that says only the vantage has changed. So it's looking for that. All right. Are we running? We're running this. It's not up yet. We're waiting for that to load. Come up. I think that change might be it. Let's go in and to the front overlay. We're going to refresh that. Looks like I did that just in time for the app to start up and communicate with it via Signal R. Okay, so let's see. Fred is immediately up. Fred goes down. Miles does not come up. Lady does not come up. Merkin does not come up. I'm clicking all those buttons. Fred again. Now do they all come up?
That's crazy.
I don't quite understand it.
It's almost as if you're queuing all of these things to happen. And then we're processing the queue just because it happens to be Fred. Does Fred have some significance, his positioning? Or would this be the case for whomever you are activating first?
I'm not sure, to be honest. It seems as if, like, I'm trying to figure out what could make all of this happen, that when we toggle Fred's state, all the others are updated. The others, it's as if when we call handle command for player, we're passing in a different player's data almost.
Yeah.
Latest player stats, those are what's coming in. It could be it could be the data is compromised coming down. The latest player stats is compromised. Let's go back up here to the top. Let's see if we can get everybody to drop. Oh, it's so crazy. So Miles down, Merkin down, Cutie down, bring Fred up, bring Fred down. They're not coming down. One more time. Miles, Merkin, Cutie, hitting those buttons. Fred up, Fred down. They're not going down at all. I'm hitting the none button. Going up, going down.
This is almost a different bug every time it happens.
Yeah, it's weird. I'm
Certainly
hitting
different effects.
the advantage buttons. Those aren't working. They're working for these two. Not working when I'm hitting them here. Changing Fred. Yeah, it's like... my mind is a little bit blown on this whole thing. Let's just roll a throw and see what happens. I'm hitting rolling the throw button, and they still don't drop. How are they not dropping? Are the IDs wrong? I wonder if there's something we've done up on the top that's corrupting the data down below here. Let's go back in here, toggle ready roll. D20, player stats, add the D20. It's the only thing I feel like we've changed up here in this space. Let's go look out here. So we changed it to pass in the die roll details. we took out the parsing, created the roll there from the from it. These lines of code move down here, passing in die roll details.
Yep.
All that looks good. Rename that. Rename that. Rename that. So that all looks good to me. What do we got here? These two lines of code look exactly the same to me. Oh, I just renamed state to stats. Okay, got it. Clearing the die stack, adding the D20. That looks reasonable.
That's just the state to stats changes. Oh, it's just a rename. Is that right? Yeah. And the same for that bit.
Yeah.
This was the passing the die roll details in exactly as we should.
And we're adding the roll there. Interesting. Multiplier is not set to 1 like I was expecting it to be set to in the die stack DTO. We're not using that down below yet, I think.
Oh, we're not using it yet. Okay.
Yeah. So now I'm not too worried about that, but I want to fix that. Took out main sides. It's weird because when we did the test before without the die, they all were responsive. I recall hitting the buttons for each and they went up and down, up and down. It wasn't until we like added the D20 that we had this weird problem.
Yeah, everything else is fine. We're kind of an off by 1 space-wise with the advantage dice and however, but that makes sense again. Lack of a dice above them and they position themselves correctly. But it was all working. They went up, they went down.
We have more changes down here. Okay. These are all the changes we made down below. Right, we took our main sides, got rid of it. Yep, I remember all this code. This is for launching the dragons, putting them all in there. This code we still haven't tested fully, but I think it's going to work. Drop die and blow up the dragons. So this is also failing right here. Get die for player with sides. You know what? Let's do this. Let's look for errors, actually. It's just occurring to me, that would be a real easy way to fix this. If there was something going to the console.
Okay, yeah.
So let's do local Dragonfront overlay. Let's refresh it. Let's start hitting buttons. Let's go bring up inspect. Console. I'm actually really hoping for something. What do we got there? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Cannot read property name of undefined.
Okay, that's a good indicator.
Prepare to draw name. Where is that? That is in Dragonfront game. Where is that? Prepare to draw name. Other app. Who's calling this? So I am going to throw, that's interesting, we're getting no player in there. I wonder if that's because we haven't selected a player yet. What if I do that? Does that get rid of these? It's in the same place, both places. Let's clear this. I think it may have been because I did not Here we go. This is what I think is real. That's my problem right there. What do I got here?
It's not a function.
Not a function. On dice stack of that piece. This is the DTO coming in. This may be because I'm trying to call it on a DTO when I haven't actually created the elements of it. That could be what the problem is. That's why I can't call it. What file is that in? That's in Player Stat Manager. Okay, so that could be why we're having all of this trouble. So matches can't be called on dice stack DTO because the scenario in which that would happen is when we assign it from a deserialized state.
Yeah, you deserialize it. It doesn't make an actual object. It just makes one that looks like it.
Yeah.
Duck typed, so to speak, but only as far as the data goes.
Yeah. So, so what I'm going to do here is I'll do this, and then I'm going to say we're going to do a for loop on this guy, like that, and then we're going to say dice stack dot push new dice stack DTO, and we're going to pass this in as a prototype for it, and I use prototype meaning it's going to get its data from it. Let's declare that. Do I have that as I'm hitting control dot? I thought I was. Oh yeah, no, I don't have one. I need a constructor in here. I think it's the word constructor. Usually I have a template that does this, but I don't think I have a template for this yet here. And we're going to do the same thing here. And then we're going to just do all this. We're going to say this.numSides is equal dice stack.numSides. And then we're going to go to hue shift. And then we're going to go to multiplier. And then we're going to go to damage type. Okay. And I think that may be the fix. Let's see if that works.
It sounds pretty plausible, doesn't it?
It sounds plausible. So refresh over here, refresh over here. Let's select somebody else so we don't get that other error message that we saw before. I still got to fix that. It looks like that is undefined there. We'll fix that. But let's hit the buttons now. Now it's working. They're coming up at least. Although I'm not seeing the player dice for these guys. The colors are not right. But they're coming up and dropping. Why aren't the colors right? Where's my player ID? What's wrong here? Oh, missing. This would be. I need an ending piece there. What's wrong here? Argument of type I player stats. Okay. Hold on. What am I doing right?
You want to pass the whole of the player stats.dice stack.
That's exactly what I want to do. Okay, that was. I don't even know how that worked. Quite honestly.
It's an interesting point, yeah.
Let's try it one more time. All right, this is driving me crazy. Let's go fix that one too. That's at line 1354 in Dragon Front Game. Let's go get that one. Where are you, Dragon Front Game? 1554, is that what it was?
1354, I think.
So we're just going to get out of here. So just INX like that. If null, then exit. INR works too. If you like that one, if null, then return. One more time. Let's do this. We should get nothing. What? 1354?
Did we just refresh too quickly? Sometimes that compile or that save generation takes a second extra.
Yeah, I think you might be right. Let's just double check. We have saved. Let's refresh again. I bet you're right. That's exactly what it was. Okay,
Someone else at least.
Something different. Where are we here? Let's go look out here. I'm not sure what the problem is. This line of code is really long. I think it's probably because the same problem. Player is null. Get plate width.
Well, if we don't have a player, we don't know which plate to be getting the width of, so that would make some sense.
Maybe that's what it is. Get plate width. Let's look at what the error says. What is the error? Cannot destructure property horizontal margin of this dot prepared to draw name as it is undefined. Prepared to draw name is not undefined.
Okay, it's trying to get the results from your right-hand expression there and pull it into the left. It looks a little bit like a destructuring syntax, but I don't know that that's what you're trying to do, is it?
Yeah, this is a...
Oh, no, it is.
Yeah, this is defined. The only thing I can think of is it's down below it, and maybe it needs to see it first. I don't know. I've seen that error before. I'll throw it up above it. I don't think that's going to make a change or a difference. Yeah, prepare to draw name returns. Oh, because we're getting out early, we're not getting this. That's the problem. Okay, so it is a real problem here. I think I need to kind of set what's going on here. Yes, it does. This is weird. This isn't even highlighting the right thing. Okay, yeah, we got a problem here too. Okay, so the problem is I need something like this right here, where I need to return, these values, and I think I might need to set them all at the very beginning. Does that feel true to you? I'm not sure. I don't know. I'm not really familiar with this syntax. Yeah, it looks like I do. Where is horizontal margin, for example? Here it is. So I want to do this and set this, change this to that, come up here and do horizontal margin and set it equal to 0.
Yeah.
That's
so
what I want to do.
Some defaults in play in case we want to kick out earlier.
I want to find sprite, which is here. Player index. I think sprite's going to work no matter what if I move it up above.
So the thing that's got me confused is, okay, so go back 24 hours. This wasn't a problem. Why is it that we are calling this with a null player in the first place?
Well, I think it was a problem. We just didn't see the console log.
Okay.
That's my contention on that. Get player X from the player index. Looks like.
But arguably, still the same question. Why would we call this on a null player? Where are we getting a null player from in order to call this?
Okay, well, I can go back. You're right. I think you're suggesting let's fix it before we get here. Instead of supporting. Okay.
Unless you think there's a legitimate reason to be in here with a null player.
I'm going to do it. We're getting out of here. We're going to undo that whole thing, including this. That's done. We're taking it back. I like your suggestion. I think it's a great one, Rory. Okay, so now we need to go see what's going on here with the call stack. We can't get a call stack, though, unless we're at a breakpoint. So let's see. Get plate width. Here we go. Is it only called from that one spot? Yeah. It's only called from this one spot. So what I'll do...
Players index, so the index is somehow wrong, or we've got nothing in the players at that point, but that seems
so I'm just going to say, hey, look, if this guy is null, then we're going to say return. We'll do that. Better fix. Do you agree, Rory?
Certainly better, yes.
Yeah, I like that. Good suggestion. All right, so one more time. Refresh over here. Look at the console. Console, what? I thought we fixed that. Prepare to draw name. Prepare to draw name may be coming from a different place. More than one place.
Maybe again, refresh one more time, because if, again, the generation didn't kick in.
All right.
And we did reverse ourselves.
I got it called from two different places, though. It's called from draw nameplate and get plate width. Although draw nameplate says, hey, if there's no player, we're out.
Yo, bark!
What you got? What you got for me?
Coding Gorilla says it's probably undefined, not null.
Chris Jones is out there. Yeah, but undefined should still be
Is that not falsy as well?
Yeah, that should be falsy. And I can also do a check up here. But we're just going to return 0 for this. Who's calling get played with? One spot. It's in.
Apparently, you've got some code that's bang equals null in the code that you inserted, rather than a not variable. I'm not sure quite where he's referring to though.
Oh, that's not good. You know what? Let's save it and let's go out to source tree and see if source tree can help us with this. Dragon front game. Oh, because I moved that up. What's going to be in one of these two places here?
Apparently, you were just there.
Oh, I was
this
just
is
there?
a lag problem, unfortunately. Okay, let's.
It's up in here, right? Draw nameplate, get played with. Down here. It's one of these two spaces here. I'm not seeing that. Yeah, I think I'm going to exit here with player.
Okay, Coding Gorilla's got some more specific stuff. So you've got an if player triple equals null return somewhere. So if you search for if player triple equals null, presumably.
That's what I'm searching for, right there?
I believe so.
All right, let's look for that. I'm not seeing it. It's not finding it. I'm not seeing it. I don't think it's there anymore. If it's there, I'm not finding it. That's in Dragon Front.
Is it that it was showing in the in Chrome rather than in the source?
Oh, I don't know.
Is that what it translates to from some other syntax?
Maybe. I did not see that, Coding Gorilla. Let me just try this. I'm going to just try saying, hey, look, if not player, then return here. Let's just try refreshing that because that's a fast, easy check. We'll refresh over here. What do we got in console? Hue shift of undefined. Yeah, it looks like I got a couple problems here before I've initialized the data here. Player, again, this is in set active turn creature ID. Can I copy that? I just want to copy the text. Copy, there we go.
We've got a line 154. Now that lower line possibly is in Chrome.
Here it is.
Oh, there we go.
It's in Player Stat Manager.
Ta-da!
You know, I was thinking about coming over here and looking at it. Let's look at it here again. Hold on. Find player.
Thank you, Coding Gorilla. That has made life certainly better in some respect, regardless.
Okay, that was it. You're right. I should have searched more for that. Is what I should have done. Thanks so much. It looks like Coding Gorilla went backwards and looked at the video. Is what Coding Gorilla probably did, which is great. I love that. Okay, here we go. Player. We're going to come in and say, yeah, if not player, then return. Oh, that's exactly where we wanted to fix it, right? I think I just caught up with everybody. Set active turn creature ID. That's it. Sweet. Okay.
Okay.
He is awesome. All right. So one more time. Refresh. Console. Looks better. Now let's refresh the data.
Now let's look at that stuff we were actually trying to fix.
Now let's look at the stuff we're trying to fix. One goes up. That guy's in the wrong place. That was Fred. Why is Fred over there? Miles? Miles is in the right place. Lady's in the right place. Merkin. Little cutie just went. Oh, you know what it was? It wasn't. There's Fred. Fred works. I hit the Fred button, but there was a state issue where it would have already remembered what was up. Now I think it's working, right? That guy down. That guy down. That guy down. That guy down. Let's try hitting advantage for Fred. Works. Okay, good.
Yay!
So let's close this. I'm so glad to, right? Do you remember? Let's roll back time when I was like, maybe we should look at console log and see if there are any errors. Now what I want to do is I want to come over to the main stream and I want to refresh the front overlay on the main stream.
Mm-hmm.
And remember, all we're doing is refactoring right now, right? We're like totally just like, whoa, what's that guy doing here? That guy's not good. Genescu 7, we need your help. Get that guy! Get him! Trying to destroy my whole show! Get that guy, Yoda! Alright, we're gonna get the show back in control here. The show's back in control now. Alright, let's bring up
All
Fred.
the levels of control.
Now I'm gonna hit advantage for Fred. Will it work? Yes, it works.
Yes.
Disadvantage works. And if I turn it off, it works. And if I roll, let's bring up Lady as well. Let's give her advantage. Let's bring me up. Let's give me disadvantage. And let's roll the die. We're going to do an Arcana check. And do the die come in? They do.
They do.
And do I have disadvantage? And Lady's got advantage. So my 9 should be up and Lady's 6 should be up afterwards. Yep. Okay.
That seems like a pretty big success.
Not bad. Uh-oh. You ready for the handoff, Rory?
Oh,
Go! How were your moves that time?
yeah. Very fast.
They're fast.
There was not a lot of music left when you handed off.
Fixed. Kind of fixed. Now let's see if it works with... we need to get more die, though, now.
Before you add more die,
You got to go?
we have to subtract some Rory.
Okay, Rory.
But that's just the way things work, unfortunately.
Last man loves the party.
Good show so far, man.
All right, thank you so much for your help. You saved me, man. You were there just when I needed you.
All right, buddy. Well, I will catch you on Tuesday.
See you on Tuesday, buddy.
Will do, bud.
For everybody else who's still watching, we're going to be back tomorrow. And then, but Roy's going to be, Roy will be back with us on Thursday. Roy's excellent. Right? You ever want to watch a show about pair programming? Holy cow, the benefits of pair programming. This is definitely it. At least Tuesdays through Thursdays when Roy's here. Okay. Let's try multiple dice. The only one I can think of, there's two that I can think of. One is Chaos Bolt. It's a little over the top, but let's see what happens. Shoot. I just hit the button for Chaos Bolt, and I was expecting the dragon to fly up. The dragon did not fly up for me for that. Okay. I'm also switching over and hitting the button for the dragon to bring it up and down, and it's not moving up or down. Oh, wait, I'm at a breakpoint. Okay. That is way better news. I thought things were just really broken. We're going to add the D20 to it. We're going to add the rolls. So we got 3 die. Sweet. Are we going to see 3? Oh! Okay. I hit a bunch of buttons there, but hold on. Let's not have the breakpoint and just do it. Let's do it one more time. Let's bring it up. Rolls, Chaos Bolt. Here we go. Okay. Why do I have 2 D20s on there? Am I gaining a D20 every time? I'm gaining die every time. I gotta clear them off. I gotta clear them off is what I gotta do. So I need a breakpoint here. All right, so let's do it. We're gonna bring it up one more time. I'm at my breakpoint. Die roll details. We're gonna say clear all die. Clear dice stack, maybe like that. I'm just trying to see anywhere else I'm using add roll. I feel like I need to do it here too. What's hold on. All right, let's throw. I'm going to throw a performance bug out at the Code Rush team here. I'm hitting tab to next reference right now. You guys should be getting all my. It's a little slow. So let me bring up the. See if you can see the difference here. If I bring this up here, so every time this changes, I'm hitting it. And here, let's get over here. So tab. Tab, tab. Yeah, this is a delay showing this as well. So it's actually waiting for this to come before this delays, but I think you can hear over the microphone when I hit the key. tab, tab, tab. Took a while. Tab, tab, tab. Is it because it's taking a while to open the file? Tab, tab, tab. Took a while. It's taking just a little bit longer than it should. Here, once we're in the file, it's pretty quick. That's not bad. Then opening a new file. It's like opening a file, switching to a new file, even if it's already open, it seems to be taking some extra time. So that's the performance issue, kids. Take a look at that. I'm just going to put it in here in the comments. The perf issue. Tab to next reference. Like that. Stick that in the chat room. That's going to send a message off to the dev team along with a link to the video. All right, so what's this? This is add roll in die roll details. Is that right? Details, die roll details. That's not actually the add roll piece I want, I think. Show next statement. Where are we? Here we go. Add roll details, add roll. I don't need to clear the stack here. Right? Add roll. Set ready to roll dice. This is my problem. Here. Here I need to say essentially clear die stack here. Like that. Let's go implement that. I'm just going to call clear on that. I just wanted to kind of hide the implementation of this a little bit. Clear. Okay. Save everything. Continue to run. That looks better. That looks better. The there we go. Hold on. Let me close that. Let's just run it. All right. So the numbers of these dies are changing. That's why this is coming up, even though it looks like the same. I don't like how the 8 is kind of so close. The 8 doesn't look right to me. Let's bring up Fireball and see what happens with Fireball. Okay, we're here. Let's just run it and see what we get. Fireball. Yeah, it's a bunch of the D6s. Okay, it's not bad. I think I want the multipliers. I want to do the multipliers next. Now what happens if I come over to this Stream Deck page and now just try to hit Merkin now? If I just hit that, will it drop on its own? It does drop. That's cool. I bring it back up and it comes up with a D20, which is what I want. And if I come back over to my spells and I go to Fireball, they change positions. Good. And so now I just need the multiplier off to the side that says times 8 or times 7, whatever that's going to be. If I hit the 4, nothing happens. I probably hit the 4. If I hit the 3, it's probably going to change positions, because now this is a times 3 instead. I could, if that was the only thing that changed, I could just change the times the multiplier. I guess let's see if we can get the multiplier to stay. Let's see if we can get the multiplier to get with it and stay with it. All right, let's look at that. That'll be our next challenge. Let me drop him. Nice. The dropping works well. Okay, over to here. In I think it's player stats. This is where we want to be. Right? So we got launch the dragons here. Here's where we create the die sprites. Right here. Here's where we want to add our text effects and pop them in. Let's go look at this a second. I'm going to drop a marker here. I'm going to type in like what text effect. I recall that's what it's called, the class. I'm going to drill into that. It extends scalable animation, which extends animated element. I want to change the engine, I think. I want the engine to be able to, I want to be able to create a text effect and attach it to the die, which is a sprite proxy. So in other words, I want to be able to say, hey, die dot, maybe this. I could say attach, like that, pass in a new text effect to it, and it's going to have an XY, and yeah, and we'll just give it an offset is what we're going to do. So we're going to set its position. We're going to grab this. We want to do this before we increment die top. So let's just put this right up here. So there's our text effect. Lifespan, milliseconds. I'm not going to set anything there, I think, for that. And then let's actually create this up here. And we've got some options here. I think the one I'm looking for is text. And we'll say what it is. I got to read up on some D&D how that actually works. Wait, what did I miss? Oh, man. I missed some stuff in the chat room. Sorry, kids. Yeah, hold on, last minute. Do the dice colors have a specific meaning? Yeah, so let's look at that for a second just so that you can see it. So there's Lady. This is her color dice that player who plays Lady chose. So she said she wanted yellow die. When we hit advantage, the blue is an indicator, but so is the 20, the 2-0. That means you've got advantage. If I were to hit the disadvantage button, then it's just got a 1 indicating, and it's red. So the red indicates disadvantage, the blue is advantage. These are also cues to the Dungeon Master, and they match the buttons right up here that the Dungeon Master sees. So the Dungeon Master can say Lady advantage or Lady disadvantage. We're just creating this kind of synchronous kind of reinforcement here on what's going on with those buttons. The Dungeon Master has full color vision, so we're able to do that as a reinforcing tool and make it useful. So that's kind of what's going on there. Red and blue are also relatively easily discernible, even among people with who are colorblind. So let's see, answered that. Let's go back right up there. And thanks, by the way, Smoothie, for your help on that. Good thing blue is advantage since that's the best color, says Lassimat. I believe each player has their own color main die. Yep. And then if they had an advantage on something, they get a blue die with it, or disadvantage, they get a red die with it. Yes, that's right. However, when the die roll out, so if, let's say we give Lady advantage, when the die roll out, they're all in her colors. So like we say, let's do a saving throw, an intelligence saving throw. They're both in her color because we don't know which one's going to be the lowest value. And then once that happens, then we take away, because she had advantage, we take away the lowest value. So that's what's happening there. Yeah, last minute says, I got to read up on some D&D, how that actually works, and all someday. Just keep procrastinating on that one. Chris Jones says, not sure if you saw my early message. Is there anywhere I can suggest upvote if there already exists a feature for Code Rush? Yes, there is. You can also tell me here, Chris Jones, as well, what you want. We can talk about it right now, and I can take care of that. It took away the highest value just now. No, it was lower. I saw it as a 16. It took away. Let's look at that one more time. I've never seen that fail. So we'll give her advantage. We'll roll an intelligence saving throw again. It should take away the lowest number. 14, 9. So it should take away this number right here and say advantage. So it's taking away the lowest number because you had advantage. So that's what's happening. I'm pretty sure it took away the lower number. I think it was okay. So Chris Jones, yes, you can do that. You can also do it at the CodeRush Support Center, where you can add a ticket or look for existing tickets for suggestions and vote those up. So if you need more information on that or a link to that, let me know and I'll get that for you. Okay. So I want to attach the text effect, but I only want to do this. So this is going to be times what the multiplier is going to be for the dice stack entry. Suggestion for the CodeRush test runner, having the ability for it to auto track the active test is currently running. I had to look for an option. We couldn't find one. Tell me about this auto track the active test that is currently running. What does that mean? Sorry, Chris, for asking for more detail, but I'm not quite understanding what you mean by that. Tell me what you mean by auto tracking that. Here we want to grab the multiplier. And here I want to do a check that says, hey, if multiplier is not equal to 1, then we want to attach the text effect. Like that. That's what we want to do. So that is the call. Wait, yeah, that's fine. Wait, what are we talking about? Now I'm confused as heck now. Oh, are you saying, yeah, that's fine, going to the... I just checked back. It was working properly and mixed something up. Okay. All right, no worries, last Matt. So say there's a test suite of a few hundred tests. I have the option for the current active running test to be highlighted. Oh. So are you saying in the code? So if I'm looking at my test suite, hold on a second. Let me go bring up my test cases here. Oops, wrong file, wrong solution. I think you're either suggesting doing it in the test runner, or you must be saying it in the test runner itself. Is that true? Or are you saying that if I'm looking at the code, it's going to be like, hey, I'm running this now, and now I'm running this? Which one of those are you interested in? Oh, ReSharper has it? Okay, so we can take a look at that. Current active running test to be highlighted. Now realize in the test runner, okay, we can do that, but we have the ability to run multiple tests at once. And that's one of the options that you can set. So it may be a little bit tricky, right? We have one of the settings in CodeRush. Oh, we did this. Hold on a second. I got to re-get CodeRush back into the, this is a new change that we made here. Nope, not there. Customize menu. Put CodeRush back where we want. All right, fine. We'll do that. Get that afterwards. All right, let's do this. I'm going to do a. We're going to record this. We're going to. I'm going to put this in as a feature request right here. All right. So Chris Jones is out in the chat room right now, and he's asking for a feature added to the test runner to track the active test, show the active test that is being that's being run. ReSharper has this feature, and it is apparently missing from CodeRush. So we want to show that. Now, one of the things that I was talking to Chris about was the option to run multiple tests concurrently. So we would have to support that as well, showing which tests were being run. So some indicator here showing which tests were being run. Let's go to the test runner here. So that would have to work even if we were running concurrent multiple tests at once. Right here, Chris, this is the option. Max assemblies to test in parallel. Exclude tests in categories. Oh yeah, it's just this one right here. It's that one right there. Okay. Max assemblies to test in parallel. So that determines what's going on there. But yeah, just an indicator saying which tests we're actually running while we're going through it. Okay. Yeah, so let's close that up. And let me do a... no, it's a great feature request, Chris. I appreciate the time. We're going to say track active test being tested in test runner, like some other guys do it. All right, I'm going to put that out there in the chat room. Also, if you look at if you're watching the video, you scroll into the chat, there is a reference to it right here. And I will, you can grab that from the chat room right there. Where is it on here? Let's see. Active. No, I'm searching for active here. Track running test. The selection in the list of tests is switched automatically to the test that is currently executing. The selection. So it's just selected. Okay. Cool. I like it. I like their icon too for the track. I like that icon right there. That's fun. So yeah, let's do that. So the selection changes. The thing is, we could be testing multiple assemblies at once. So we would have to support multi-select or somehow indicate that as well. Is the value of it changing the selection so you can see more information on it? Where's my test runner? Is it over here? There it is. Yeah, so we're basically talking about having the selection change like this as we run it. I wonder if it's so that you can see additional data here. Is that why is what you're thinking about it, or is it simply just to track? Uh-oh, baby crying. Christo says, thanks for the awesome product. All right, you're welcome. All right, so that issue is out there. Feature request is out there. All of that is good. All right, with all that discussion, I've kind of completely forgotten where we were on this. Oh, attach. We're with this idea of attach. All right, let's write it. Yeah, I'm not sure how hard or easy this is going to be, actually. I hope it's easy. If it's easy, that means our engine is pretty decent. Am I going to throw it here? I'm not sure. Let's clean up some of these. X and Y, I want to see where X and Y are there and there. That's in my constructor. Let's go to the super. All right, let's see what's going on with these X and Y, this X. Got a setter here in our bounce. So what I'm thinking is, anytime the X changes, I want to update any attached pieces to it. Which means I think I want a property for X is what I want. Where am I? Floating around. I'm in sprites. I'm in text effect. All right, I think I'm going to do this by changing X to a property. So instead of having in the constructor here, wait, what's happening here? This probably doesn't need to be redefined as public because we're already getting it as public from the ancestor. Yeah, let's do that. Let's go back up into super here. And not here either. Here we go. This is the X I want to be on. Yeah. I think it's going to work. I just want to make sure there's no other. I'm just tapping to next references through all my X's, and I'm making sure there's no more, redefinition of that with the word public in it, because I'm about to change it from a public parameter in the constructor to a property that I'll assign through that constructor in that super. All right. Yeah, even though I got this code all over the place, I think this is totally animated rectangle. I need to kill that, and I need to kill that. That was super important. I might also just do a search through everything. Just look for the word public, X, number. How many of those do I find? Oh, I got a lot of them. All right. Animated element, I'm good with that. Point, I'm good with it. Vector, I'm good with it. Those I don't care about. Character stat, I think I'm okay with that one too, because it doesn't descend from anything. What do I got here? Portal, extend sprite proxy, no way. No way do I want those there. Okay. Gateway, similarly, no thank you. Future point, that's good. Drone proxy, that's good. Drone descends from color shifting sprite proxy. So no thank you here. It's going to get its X and Y properties from its ancestor class. And Bumblebee, no thank you. All right, cool. These were actually a fun idea. We never really implemented these. Everybody was like, I don't want to be a bumblebee. I want to be a drone. I'm like, all right, fine. But it's kind of, I thought it would be fun to have bumblebees flying around. I even had an animation where they turned around 3D-like from one side to the other with flapping wings. Maybe in the future we'll do that. That would be cool, says Mr. Smoopy. Last Matt, sorry, Mr. Goodbye. See you, Last Matt. Thanks for stopping by. You're kind of surprised TypeScript actually lets you do that. Do what, Coding Gorilla? I missed what you're commenting on. Are we talking about what are we talking about with regards to that? Okay, so now, repeat the find. Now we have that future point, animated element. There's the one that we want. Okay, so now here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to kill this. I'm going to kill that. And in here, I'm going to say this dot x equals x. And I'm going to say this dot y is equal to y. Then I'm going to create a new property of type number. So I'm going to type in pn up here, like that. And I'm going to call this one x. No, x. And I'm going to come down here, I'm going to type in pn again. These are CodeRush templates. I'm going to type in y, like that. Then, in the setter, I'm going to do this. I'm going to say, hey, if this dot y is not equal to new value, or maybe I'm going to do this instead. I'm going to do delta y is equal, I meant to be a y right there, delta y is equal to new value minus this dot underscore y. If delta y is equal to 0, then return. There's no change in the y. Okay? Otherwise, we're going to say this dot just moved 0, comma, delta y. Okay? And then I'm going to copy all of this. I'm going to put it in the setter up here, paste it. I'm actually going to duplicate it because I think I should be able to come in here and change this to x and change this to, whoops, what was that? Change this to x. And I think that's all I need, except for I need to change the parameter order inside of that to delta x comma 0. And we can delete all of this up above right here. Delta x comma 0. Okay? Then we're going to declare this. Oops, I said it was going to return a number. It's actually returning void. And that's an animated element. Oh, it needs two parameters. Delta x and delta y with a comma between the two. Okay, perfect. Next, somewhere, where was it? Player stats is where I think we were. Player stat manager. I threw in the word attach somewhere. Let's go find it. Attach. What's happened? Attach. I'm looking for just the single one word attach method. Not there. Whoa, I already got something called attach sprites. Oh, this is in the base die. That makes sense. Yeah, we are doing that, something similar in the dice layer where we're attaching things. I thought I thought I added this code. All right, let's find our way to it. I thought it was in here. It is. I haven't done anything with it yet. Okay, so let's declare it. Now, this is in Sprite Proxy. I actually want to add it up into animated element. I think it's brilliant up here. So here we're going to attach, and not a text effect, but I think we're just going to simply attach another animated element. It can be anything. So we can attach sprites or text or whatever we want to it. Okay, There's my animated element. Then I want to have a variable that's a list of those animated elements. Really, that's not going to work. Do I have to say array of that? That's what it is. Okay. And we're going to call this variable attached elements, like this. Okay. And I'm going to say, hey, if not attached elements, then we're going to say attached elements is equal to that. And then we're going to say that's going to be this dot. And then we're going to say this dot attached elements dot add or dot push. Yeah. And we're going to push in that animated element. And then in just moved, it's going to be sweet and beautiful. We're going to do a, I guess we do a for each on this, for each attached element. Whoops. For each element, we're going to call elements dot move. We're going to pass in delta x and delta y. What's cool about this architecture is as long as we don't have a circular reference where we have two things attached to each other, which would cause an infinite loop, we can have elements attached to elements and have other elements attached to that element. So when this one moves, that one moves, and then all the others move. So we can have essentially a tree. So I'm going to kind of rely on good programming, overriding the members like that. Yeah, putting the public on the other ones. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Brian Lagunas is coming in with a party 21. Brian, how's it going, everybody? Welcome to the stream. It's crazy here, kids. It's crazy. Writing code all the time. Got my dragons with me. Better watch out, kids. I'm going to be casting Chaos Bolt on all of you. Here it comes. We're coming for the swag. Oh, look at that. I rolled a 20, a nat 20 with you guys. That's Sean Pye out there. We're coming for all the swag. Welcome, everybody, over there from Brian Lagunas' stream. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Give me all the swag. Well, you know what we're giving away today? You guys are so lucky. Today we're giving away, it's a
brand new car.
It's a brand new car. We're giving it away. You're one of the lucky winners. Wait, what is this? Somebody's talking in my ear right now. Oh, we give that away already? Oh, we're not ever giving that away? It's just something I get to, it's a button I get to press and that's it. All right, fine. We are giving away copies of Code Rush. If you don't have a copy of Code Rush and you're working in Visual Studio and you want to get a copy of Code Rush, we'll give that away to you right now. Just let me know in the stream. I'll DM you right now live in the stream with your instructions on how to get your download instructions. And you'll get those, you'll get your copy probably within 24 hours. So let me know if anybody out there needs a copy, if you want a copy, if you have a friend who wants a copy, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Miss Smoothie says, I got a free copy. Yeah, and we're dog fooding Code Rush right now. In fact, we're using Code Rush. Here we go. I got already a response here. Screech Rat. I got you. Okay, hold on a second. Let me copy your name here so I can get over to the DM on that. Come on, give me a copy, man. I wonder if I can just copy the text and get that out there. There we go. Got it. Okay, next. Let me bring up Stream Manager so I can start up a whisper. I'm going to whisper that over to you. And we will get that to you right now. Everybody who's asking for one, I'll get you one right now. I'll get you those, send those whispers over to you. Screech Screech Rat, you were first. Here comes your Whisper. There it is. There's number 1 for Screech Rat. Screech Rat. Let's see, who else? Everybody's got a copy. Wait, there we go. Karthikeyan. Yes, you can get a copy for certain. And let's get that one going over there so you can get that. And we'll get back into writing some code here. All right. And here comes your Whisper as well. All right, both of those taken care of. I think that's it. Everybody good? Cool. Brian says MVP, baby. Nice. Yeah, so we're using CodeRush right now. I'm inside Visual Studio. It's helping me write code faster inside Visual Studio. And that's what we are doing. Let me start one other little helper app for me here. And get that up and running. And what we're doing now, which is kind of cool, so we've got this graphics engine. You saw a little preview of it. We're rolling dice. We're doing special effects, things like that. I'm adding to the ability to attach animated elements to other animated elements. We're doing this right now. I think it'll work. It's a radically different functionality, but I'm using properties in TypeScript to make this so that I can implement it in just a few lines of code. So I've set up properties for X and Y here. And in the setters, I'm checking to see what the delta X is on the X position. So it doesn't matter who's setting my X position for that element. If anybody's changing it, then we're going to figure out what that delta is. And if it's non-zero, we're going to call just moved. In just moved, I'm going to go through all my attached elements, and I'm going to then call move on them, which I haven't written yet. I'm about to write that. And I have a method called attach, which just realized should be renamed to be a lowercase a, to be consistent. Sometimes I mix up C# conventions with TypeScript conventions. All right, so now we need a move right here. The only potential problem is I could set up where one attached to another and the other one attached back to this. That would be bad because I'd be hit an infinite loop as soon as I moved one, because they would both be moving each other. But as long as I don't do that, have a circle in my attachments, I'm good. Let's declare this. There's my move. And I think all I want to do is come in here and say this.x plus equals delta x, and do the same for this.y. Notice I just hit one key and it generated the second line for me. That's a CodeRush feature called duplicate line. I just hit Shift Enter on it, and it's already seen the pattern that I've used earlier with the x and y, so it sees I want to change x to y, so it suggested that for me. Again, I'll show you that. I just hit Shift Enter here, and it's highlighting the word this, and I can hit Enter on it. And now the y is here. I can change to something else like a z if I wanted to, or I can just keep it to the y. And then it's also over here as well. But it's showing me that change that it made automatically for me. By the way, if you don't want that change, you can right-click it, and there should be a menu option here that says stop replacing x with y in this file, which I can do if I want to do that. Okay? So that's my move. I think that's all I need to do to get the movement. Now, I also want to get the death for attachments also. I want to make it so that when this sprite dies, the other sprites die as well. Somewhere in here I've got expiration date. Is that in this guy? Oh, interesting. What's this on expire? I've got a destroying in here. Oh, I could just simply destroy all the attached sprites. I could do the same thing. Yeah, I don't need the property. Any X and Y changes should be automatically taken care of. I almost feel like I should just run this and test this to see if this works. Let's test it. That's in the front overlay. So just refresh the front overlay. I'm going to send it some data here. Wait, I'm expecting to see when I refresh it some text across the front, which I'm not seeing. I think I've got a bug in here. I've got an error in the code somewhere. Let's load it up in here, see if we see in console error messages. I'm expecting to see a message saying waiting to be initialized. And I don't see them, so I want to search the console, hoping to see errors. Okay, here we go. Didn't like the for each on the undefined. I think I know what my problem is. I'm assuming attached elements. Oh yeah. Okay, that's my problem in just moved. Let's go to my just moved. And we want to do this only if attach elements has got something in it. Okay? That might be all we need to do. All right, let's try again. Let's refresh it. That's what I was looking for over here. All right, cool. So close that down. We'll refresh on the main stream as well. That's what I was looking for. Refresh that, send the data over to it. Now, let's see. Let's try bringing up my fireball. So I was hoping to see some text right here, somewhere off to the side, but I don't see it. And now I'm wondering why. Let's go figure that out. Maybe my multiplier is not set. Let's do this. Let's send a console log message out. Let's just do this. Let's make sure we're getting here. Like that. Let's come back over. We'll reload this up over here. Look for the console. Meanwhile, I'm going to drop the dragons here on this stream. Okay. All right, and let's bring up Fireball again. Multiplier is 9? Okay, yeah, I guess that makes sense. It's 9 of the D6. So we are definitely getting the multiplier coming in. Okay. Die is attached. What else do I need in the text effect to get it to see? Do I need to set its color? Let's go see where I'm creating text effects elsewhere. And see what the code looks like there. That looks pretty simple. It's got defaults. Center baseline. What about the font size does not have a default. Oh no, we're setting it down here in the constructor. And the color. Oh, I think I know the problem. The text effect has to be rendered. We have to call draw on it. We're not calling render on it. That's the problem. So I need to essentially hold on to all the text effects I have and then render them. I'm just fixing these as I see them. So here, this is interesting. I go into something called animations and I call add text. And I bet this, it puts it in its list of animations, which is an array of animated elements. Yeah, so I need to do something like this is what I need to do. I need something like this. So let's go back over to where we were. Here. Let's drop a marker here. Let's come up in this space. We're going to call this all text effects. Like this. Set that equal to that. Then we're going to say this dot push text effect. And this should be this dot all text effects. Sorry. Okay. And then we need to render these at the right time. We need to go through and render each one of these. So let's go look for our draw calls in here. So I'm going to throw these, the text, I think, on top of everything. Maybe not the, let's see, the dice smoke. Maybe not the dice smoke. Air explosion, maybe behind that. Above the hands for sure. So now I want to say, I think I can just do a for each on this. And we're going to say text effect dot draw. Is there a render in here? There's a render. And what you need? I need a context. Do you need a now? I think that's going to work. I think it's got a shot of working. Let's give that a shot. So I'm going to refresh that overlay. Refresh the data. Bring up Fireball. Oh, it's there. It's right over the die. We need to add it off to the side. Okay, so that's good. We're definitely getting better. Let's set the font size a little bit bigger. Font size is equal to, that's 18, I think, right? So let's make it 30 to see what happens there. I want this to be plus, let's create a new constant for this thing. Call this text offset X, and set, let's move that off to the side by about 80 pixels. And let's do that. Let's refresh it again. Bring up Fireball. Not bad. Okay. How unhappy am I that it's not bouncing up and down with the 6? I think I'm going to be okay with it for now. Boy, it doesn't look natural though, does it? All right, this is too far. We need that closer. Let's make it 50. And let's drop it down a little bit too. Let's drop it down by about maybe 15. Okay. All right, one more time. Refresh. Refresh data. Bring up Fireball. Plus, it's got to bounce, I think. That's tricky to bounce it because this bounce is not achieved. This is achieved naturally in the animation, not with some kind of, keyframe sequence. Let's switch to the other one. Yeah, this part is cool though. Let me just get it. I'm wondering if I got it to bounce on its own. The 15 is a little bit too much. Let's try a 12 there. Maybe an 11. I wonder if I can get it close enough that I'm going to be okay with the bounce. Okay. Like if I had its own kind of thing, just like kind of this a little bit. And then let's bring up the other one. This part is good though. It's super useful. Though when I hit like level 3 versus level 4, that part is cool. It means there are 8 die coming out. That's why the times 8's for. Pudding. Times 9 if I go to cast at the level 4 spell slot. And when I cast the spell, you're going to see 9 of those D6 coming out. Ooh, I love that though. The attachment is logically working. It's not dying though. That text is still off screen, animating. We need to get it to die at the same time. Okay, so we need to do that because otherwise these things are just going to be going on forever. We also need to remove it from our main list. There's kind of like 2 things we need to do here. Let's see if we can figure that part out. Both of those are kind of complicated, I think. On end animation, kill text. Yeah, that's kind of what we're looking at. It's up in animated element here. We need to animation end. I don't know what these functions should be called. Yeah, I don't know. It's not bad. The problem is we need an event when this thing is destroyed, I think. Or hold on. We could clean it up ourselves. Once it goes off screen, we need to clean it up. Yeah, this is a little tricky. I do have the motion is great. The destroying part, this is or do it before the explosion. The way the text disappears is part of the animation. Yeah. Yeah. That actually is the simplest way out of this. When it descends, let's look at this. Let's go back to here where we call attach, and let's take a look at this. Here it is right here. I'm a simple man. Just sugar and wiggles. All right. This is attached to the die, which is the actual die that we are dropping here. We're creating a new one here and we're dropping it. I think what I want to do, descend the dragons. There's 2 places where we need to get rid of the text. One is in descend the dragons, the other is in drop die and blow up the dragons. So let's work on descend the dragons first. Drop sprite by player ID. Here's where we get the die sprite. Get die for player with sides. And we drop the sprite by player ID here if we find the die sprites. These sprites are going to have text attached to them. Do we call descend before we launch? I think we are not through here, but outside of here. I think we send 2 signaler commands. One that's going to descend them and the other that's going to launch the next set, I think. So if that's the case, I guess I'm worried about what if we've set up a bunch of text and we are, and it's on its way up and we have another one on its way down, and as a result we take that text and get rid of it. I don't think that we're going to have that problem because of the nature in which this is called from the external app. So at this point though, I want to go through each sprite proxy in here. Like this. And I want to say this sprite proxy dot fade. I just want to just completely remove them. I think I'm going to call fade out now. Is what I think I'm going to do. I still have to take them out of my list. Is what I have to do after they're done. I want to see what I'm doing over here in my dice layer for the animations. I've got a bunch of ads. Do I have any code that cleans these up? Or is it possible that I'm just got to... Here we go. Remove expired animations. Wait, what type is this? Oh, it's the animations class. That's what I should be doing. Hold on. Let's go use that instead. Probably don't have a push here anymore. I have this animations that I can call push on. Right? Yes? Okay. And why am I having a problem here though? I think it does. I think it's just taking a while to update. I don't think that's a problem. And then what I want to do is, yeah, there we go. It finally cleared it. Okay, good. And then I think do I have an update call in here? Remove expired animations. It's called just before render here. It's got updated positions in it too. Okay, now I feel better. Now I'm going to clean this stuff up. What's my problem with the for each here? This has got to be dot animations. Oh, but now it's got the text effect render, but now I've just got, I'm sure I can just come in here and say dot render. Easier call. Better. Let's have the next reference on this, make sure we're good all the way across. That's good. That's good. That's good. This looks like it should be now milliseconds. I think that's it. Okay, one more time. Refresh. Refresh. Bring up Fireball. I don't see the text at all. Coney Gorilla says, I'm going to make a new account called To Sugar Free Pudding. Got to go do that now, man. Everybody's going to be rushing to create that account. So the render here, move expired animations. The problem be that we're actually removing them immediately. I wonder if it's got a, when we create a new text effect, if it's got an expiration date at all. How does it know if it's expired? It shouldn't. So I want to just try commenting out this line of code right here and see if we get text this time. Nope. That didn't do it. Oh, Pudding says, but all you have to do is not eat pudding. Pudding Gorilla says, because I'm diabetic. Yeah, I don't get that. The render should go through. Got some old code here, using let still. Who's out there? To Sugar Free Pudding is with us. Sugar Free Pudding. That's awesome. I feel like I should create a fanfare just for To Sugar Free Pudding. I'm writing it down just in case. Just in case. See what happens. It's the evil twin. It's awesome. I don't understand why we've lost text. Why have we lost text? Let's go look at our attach again. So animation push, if we go into, hold on, let's just make sure that our push is working like we're expecting it to. Is it any different? Yeah, it's just doing the same thing here. As if I called to add text, so that would work. That's all looking good. I'm not seeing it. Let's go see if we're seeing any errors over here. No errors. Why are we not seeing the text? And it all happened when I changed over to the using the animations piece. Let me see who else is using this and what else they're doing with this. It's pretty simple. Although we are calling update positions and they are not. Is that the problem? Is it because it thinks it's got gravity and it's dropping it out from down there? Let's see if that's the case. It was gravity. Okay. Yeah, theoretically, I don't need to update positions. Everything in the text effects is already moving based on the die. So if we roll the die now, we should see that fade out right where it is, I think. Is it going to move or not? Well, I didn't see it really fade out. I need to know if it's actually expired or not. I think we need to come in here and we need to say what the count is. We need to do this. Right, do I get that or no? I've got to go to animations.length. All right, let's go over here and let's look for that and see what happens with that. Okay, got a length of 0. I'm going to hit the fireball. Got a length of 1. So there's text there. You can barely see it. Right there. And now let's roll the dice. And we should see this drop to 0, hopefully. It's going to drop to 0. It is not dropping to 0. That's not good. So it looks like the fade out isn't happening. Okay. Well, that's a memory leak. That's going to turn into a memory leak. That's not going to be good at all. Oh, because I didn't actually call fade out on this yet. Hold on. Let's go see that. So we find the fade out. Drop rights. This is where we need to modify this. Here. So I'm going to call it, I'm going to say, actually, we could modify this. And we could say this dot fade out attached elements and send it to 500. That's what we could do. Let's declare that. And I don't want it here, I want it in animated element. Right here. Do 4 each here. Shoot, I don't have a fade out yet. Why do I not have a fade out yet here? Where do I just declare fade out? I got it in Sprite Proxy. I think I want to move that up. Yeah. How hard is that going to be to move up? Where's expiration date? That's an attached element. That means animated element. Where's fade out time? That's probably here. No, it's up there. Am I still an animated element? Looks like I am. Is fading out. Okay. Looks like no syntax highlighting here. So the question is, if fade out time is, these methods look like they could just move up. If fade out time is an animated element and expiration date is up in animated element, right there, there's no other this reference inside of here. Fade out after could go up there. Let's move up to animated element. Okay. Fade out now can go up there too. Okay, so the answer to the question, how hard could that be? I think it's pretty easy. I think that's it. And then I want to say here, this dot. No, come on. Where is it? Fade out. Looking for fade out now. Not this. What? There it is. Okay. Let's see if that works now. Fade out attached elements. So we're looking for that total number of attached elements to ultimately drop to 0 so we don't have this problem where we've got a memory leak each time we show text. It just keeps and holds on to it. So that's what we're looking for. Let's do a refresh here. Send the data over. And oops, hit the button. There we go. We've got a 1 right there. Now let's... And hey, we got it to a 0. That worked. Right there. Dropped it down to 0. Okay, good. Excellent.
That worked.
Cool. Let's watch it on the live stream. So we have it, can get it with a nice background, see it bigger, all of that. Let's close this down, refresh the front overlay. Refresh that, send it up. Okay, ×9, cast the spell, and there it fades out. Sweet. And we know it's cleaned up automatically. So that's much better. Let's do this. Let's go up into Chaos Bolt. It's got 2 different kinds of die. Nice. So that's at level 4, I think. I'm not sure what happened there, though. I don't think I... Looks like the wild magic check may have triggered that. Depending on the die kind, I think I want to actually move it off to the right a little bit more. Let's move these inside. The block here. If the num sides, if it's greater than 6, then I want to say my text offset and move that over maybe another 15. That's what I think I want to do. Now let's do it again. Let's refresh. So here we go. Yeah, it's a little bit better. I'm just changing the level at which I want to cast the spell. So there's nothing by that one because it's just ×1. I also feel like if we got a D20 in there, we want to add more space, drop it down more space below it than if it is a... I'm not so sure about that. All right, I need to think about this. It's not bad as it is. It's not bad. And we still have the ability, I think, if we come in here and we say, do that as a roll, that all still works as I'm expecting. So that's good. Although if I am coming up here, oh yeah, that does, I don't like that. The ×0. ×0. Yeah. I don't like the ×0. I think that's up here. When I say add D20, is that what I think I had up here? Oh, it's because my multiplier isn't defaulting to 1. Here, I'm gonna close the app and restart it. Suppose I could set this as well to damage type.num. I'm pretty sure that's going to be where it is already. Okay. Let's run that. I think that's going to fix the ×20. If I hit the Merkin button, what happens? Does this one go away? Oh, nothing's happening because we're not running. Let's run the app. It's compiling and building right now. I want to thank everybody for being out there with us. Let's go see who's out there to raid right now. I think I'll send you to Honest Dan Games. is where we're going to go next. Let's just check this out. It's starting up right now. Yeah, you guys have a good one too. Thanks so much. Zero such an ugly number, so fat and round like me. No, I like zero. Zero's a fun number. I'm into it. Yeah, I need to have some sort of animation on these numbers here to make them look more natural. That's what I need to do. I also need an outline color on them too. There's some more work. We can finish this up tomorrow. Good stream as always. Well, thank you. Until tomorrow. Yeah, cool. Here we go. We're starting up now. And let's bring these up. Now I believe, yeah, we're not seeing the time 0 anymore. Let's just follow everything in here. Let's go to spells, bring up like Chaos Bolt. There we go. The others drop. That part is good. Still have to fix when I bring up the others for a roll. If this thing is up and we haven't rolled yet and I bring up Fred for a roll, this one should drop. If I bring up Merkin, though, that goes, and does Merkin come up? Merkin does not, so it's the same as bringing it down. I guess that's okay, and then one more time brings it up. I'm okay with that. All right, kids, that's it. Let's do that skill check. We'll do let's do a perception skill check here. Rolling that. Wait, I only saw one die roll. I got a bug somewhere. I'm going to track it down, hunt it down, kill that. Probably do that tomorrow. I'm starting the raid. We'll see you. Say hi to Honest Dan Games for me. And we'll see you tomorrow.